Purdue and Michigan, really good game. Number 1 in the nation, Michigan. Number 7 in the nation, Purdue. Two teams that could potentially be in the Final Four. Two teams that could potentially win the national championship. So a really good March Madness preview tonight for everybody to enjoy. Michigan, 14-1 in conference, 24-1 overall this year. They're 8-0 on the road. They have not lost on the road this year. Meanwhile, Purdue, at home, they've lost a couple times already this year, but they've still been a really strong team overall. They're 11-2 at home, so it's not like they've been a bad home team, but they have been a little bit vulnerable at times. They lost to a good Illinois team at home in the end of January, and they lost to Iowa State. They got destroyed by Iowa State at the beginning of December. I remember that game. I was actually on, I think I was on Purdue in that game. But anyways, actually, I don't know. I can't remember. I think that game I was on Iowa State, and Iowa State was like a 7-point dog or something, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they were. And I just thought to myself, there's no way they should be 7-point dogs. Anyways, we're getting a little bit sidetracked here. Purdue and Michigan. So Purdue's couple of losses at home this year have been against really good opponents, Iowa State and Illinois. Now, that game against Iowa State, Purdue was a big favorite because Iowa State was missing Tameen Lipsey, if I remember correctly, which is their starting point guard, one of their best players for the Cyclones of Iowa State. And Iowa State still went into Purdue and won that game. So Purdue has looked a little bit susceptible at times. I'm not saying they're not a good team. I'm not saying that, they struggle at home, because no, they're good at home. They're a very, very good team. They're coming off a big-time win on the road at Nebraska. They beat Iowa on the road. That's impressive. I mean, they've been playing well recently, but they did have that 3-game losing streak at the end of January where they lost to Illinois, Indiana, and UCLA. For Michigan, they're just, for me, they're the best team in the nation. It's them and Arizona, for me. And Michigan is just complete on both sides of the ball. I think Michigan is the better team in this matchup. I think that Michigan's offense is pretty much on par with Purdue's offense. I think as Galatasaray just scored another goal. Wow, it's 5-2 Galatasaray right now. That's insane. Okay, anyways. So I think Michigan's offense is just as good as Purdue's offense. I think the offense is pretty much equal, in my opinion here. The defenses is where there's a big disparity for me. I don't think Purdue can stop Michigan at all. I think Purdue's going to have a hard time stopping Michigan. I think Michigan can definitely hold down Purdue. Now, Purdue's a great offense, so it's hard to hold down good offenses, especially when you're on the road. But, so if Purdue gets hot, it's going to be hard to stop them. But I think Michigan's a better team. I think they have the better overall team. That's why they're favored in this matchup. The -2.5 line makes sense to me. If you've noticed my picks for college basketball, when you get these short lines like this, again, between two really good teams, I typically side with the home team. That's what I've been doing pretty much all year, and it has worked out pretty well. I'm not going to lie. I mean, most of them have been winning. So, but this one, I don't see it that way. I'm not going to be betting this game because I don't have enough money in my betting account right now to do that. But if I was betting this game, I would have to pick Michigan to win this game. I think Michigan's going to win it. -2.5 is risky. I really think this could be a 2-point win for Michigan. It could be a 1-point win for Michigan. I think Michigan's going to win. If I had to pick something, -2.5 doesn't seem terrible. I'd probably go with that. But Michigan money line is also a really good option at -155. I think it's a pretty good bet. They haven't lost to anyone on the road this entire year. We can just go down. I mean, they beat Michigan. Remember that game against Michigan State that we all watched at the end of January? Yeah, they dominated them. They won by 12. Easy win for Michigan. And it did get close in that second half, but there were times where Michigan just looked like they were the way better team. Let's see, any other big-time road wins for Michigan. I think that's pretty much their biggest road win on the year. Yeah, so this is a huge test. This is an absolutely huge test for them. And we're going to learn a lot about Michigan in this game. So I have to admit, they're a little bit unproven on the road, a little bit untested. They are going to play Duke. Oh, my God. They're going to play Duke in a couple days at Cameron Indoor. That's going to be a fun one. Wow. Oh, no, it's not going to be at Cameron Indoor. It's going to be a neutral site, Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. But still, that's going to be a really good game. But, yeah, if I had to pick a side in this one, I'd be picking Michigan. I think they're a better team. I am wary that, this is conference-style basketball, and the home team, usually has the advantage in these situations. That's what, scares me a little bit about this. But I think Michigan's a better team. So I would be siding with the Wolverines here.